welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here for another Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup, child. Last night's episode, I guess it was alright. I mean, it was an episode. Let's just get into it, child. It's really just the same old stuff, okay? The same old stuff. Alright, first let's talk about Musty, Michael, and Sarah. Now, Sarah, she broke up with Malcolm at the restaurant, child. Malcolm said, I'm done with you. I'm done with Musty Michael. I'm done with this situation. I'm out. He got up from that table and he bounced. Now, the question is, did he pay for the meal? From the way it looked, no. Would I be mad about that? Absolutely not. Now, I'm not one for a man to storm out and not pay for a meal. But in this case, I'll take it. Now, Sarah, she's sitting there looking foolish, honey. Just foolish. And so she was like, I cannot believe he stormed out. I cannot believe he left me inside the restaurant. Well, what did you think he should have did, Sarah? You think that he should have just sit there and listened to your foolishness? You got your ex living with you. Your whole ex, even though you're still married. If you truly wanted to get rid of Michael, you would have divorced him a long time ago. Yeah, I know you're saying that you're willing, to get a divorce, but he's not signing the papers. Okay. But you're willing to have this freeloader stay on your couch. Oh, yeah, that's right, y'all. He's there to help out with the kids. When have we ever known Michael to care about taking care of the kids? So Malcolm, he bounced. Sarah, she's taking her butt home, child. And who's there on the couch just chilling? Michael. See, he had a hard day of not having a job. He had a hard day of not doing nothing. Just nothing. So, of course, he's giving her all kinds of... We're talking about where did y'all go? What did you eat? Why wasn't I invited? And she was like, invited? He said, yeah, to your fairy tale relationship. Of course, Sarah, she did not tell him, what went down at the restaurant. Because she says it's none of his business. You're embarrassment. That's what you are. Both of you. Embarrassment. So Michael, in the confessional, he's just talking about Sarah like she ain't nothing but a piece of meat. Not the mother of his children. Not his wife. A piece of meat. He said, I can sleep with Sarah anytime I want to. I mean, we're still married. We have an open marriage. She does what she wants to do. I do what I want to do. And it's all good. They got 2 girls, y'all. 2 girls. And this is how you speak of her. You can just go in there, use her. Anytime you want a little bump. And here's Sarah. We're just trying to be better parents. We're just trying to, coexist together. So, of course, he was like, what all did you do? Was it fun? Did you have a good time? And she was like, are you thinking that I effed him? And so Michael was like, did you ever? She was like, yeah, it was great. Now, we know that they didn't get it on. See, he got up and left and embarrassed her. We know they didn't get it on. So Sarah says, look, I ain't dealing with you. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. So they get up. So she gets up and she goes into the bedroom. And here comes Michael right behind her. Slams the door. And we hear Sarah. Oh. Just a mess, honey. I bet you that bedroom smelled like Brussels sprouts and regret. She ain't take no shower. Y'all think they slept together? Y'all think they slept together? Child, we already know the answer to that. We'll see some. Y'all, that's it. That's all I have for Michael and Sarah. Now, let's talk about this foolishness about Amber and Puppy. I'm going to make this real quick. Let me just sum this up for you. Vincent was a scammer. Vincent adopted a whole adult while she was in prison. Puppy accepted this because she thought that she was going to get some money. Amber was along with it too. So, Vincent, he thought about it and he was like, well, I really don't think this is going to work out. Puppy's out of prison. Now, Puppy wants to know, is he still getting this money since I'm out of prison? Because I ain't got no money. Is he getting the money? Because you know, he adopted me. He my daddy. So they go to an attorney. I'm sure that attorney is like, now I went through all these years of schooling for this. Okay. Thank you for the check. Love after lockup. Thank you for the check. We TV. So the lawyer basically said, listen, okay, this thing is a mess, but it's filled out. He's a scammer. He's no good. But the way whomever filled out this paper had you as an heir. Which means if anything happens to you because you're his child, you get everything. You are the beneficiary. If he ain't got no kids, you're his kids. So, you know, if he go out here and get hit by a car, and it's his demise, you get everything, child. And so did you see Puppy? Puppy was like, okay. Let me see if I got any rat poison underneath my kitchen sink. But one thing about that paperwork is it was forged. Because Puppy said I didn't sign nothing. I did not sign a daggone thing. So the lawyer was like, well, your signature's right here. And if you wanted to, you can get him for forgery. You can sue him for forgery. Because he forged his name. Now, I thought that's breaking the law. I didn't know that you could sue somebody. I thought that that person could get arrested for, you know, forging somebody's name. But whatever, child. Whatever. Now, Amber's whole thing the whole time is, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of it. I can't stand Vincent. I don't want Vincent nowhere near me. He make me sick. I don't want no parts of this. That's Amber's whole thing, okay? Now, Puppy's whole thing is she wants some money. That's her whole thing, okay? I still got that side of me. See, I'm out of prison, but I still got that side of me, okay? So they go and they go out to eat, and so Puppy's like, I'm going to call Vincent. So she called Vincent. She was like, hey, Daddy. He said, who is this? She said, it's Puppy. He was like, oh, Lord. She said, what's going on with this adoption? Okay? Because I don't want to be adopted anymore. You need to take care of it. And so he was like, well, why don't you do some research and you take care of it? She said, I didn't sign nothing. He said, do some research. Google's free. He says, I don't know what kind of game you're trying to play, but I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. Okay? Click. So he hung up on Puppy. Puppy was like, did you hear what he had to say? He said that me and you are shysters. Like, we was the one that originally thought of this idea. And so Amber was like, shoot, you have to get something out of it to be a shyster. And so here's Puppy. She's thinking about it. Because, see, they already talked about going to the court. You know, petition the court. See, that the papers to see, hey, who signed this paper? Because I didn't sign it. Amber. I don't want no parts of this. I don't want to have nothing to do with this. Look, I told myself when I get out of prison, I'm out of prison. I'm done with the shenanigans. Here's Puppy. Puppy talking about meeting up with Vincent, talking to Vincent, blackmailing Vincent. Amber said, oh my Lord. Just a hot mess. Amber still ain't told Puppy that she has a whole boyfriend. Let's move on. Let's talk about the trio of fools. Let's talk about Lacey, Shane, and John. Well, now we're talking about Lacey and Papa Lacey, child. That's what we're talking about. So, Lacey meets up with Papa Lacey. She was like, you got a big mouth, Daddy. Now, why did you go and tell Shane that John's out of prison? You had no right. That's not your place. And so the daddy said, look, he had a right to know, and you was dragging your feet. He had a right to know. It's your husband. You carried his child. He had a right to know. So, hey, I told him. You mad, stay mad, be mad. I'm sorry. So Lacey said, there ain't even enough for you to do. He said, you hiding something? Why don't you want Shane to know? You got something between you and John? What's going on? And she was like, absolutely not. But you had no right to tell Shane. I should have told Shane. You had no right in telling him. So he was like, well, that's neither here nor there. That's what happened. So we start talking. So they start talking about Lacey's childhood. And he starts talking about that he was on a boat. And that he wasn't in her life. And that she spent the majority of her time with her mama. Her mama had a drinking problem. Which led to problems at home. Which led to Lacey drinking and doing drugs at a young age. Did y'all see the pictures of Lacey? Lacey was a pretty girl, but we can tell, honey, she got a lot done to her face. A lot. So, Lacey, you know, she was talking about how her childhood was not the best, and, you know, she moved on from it. Now, Papa Lacey is hot with John because John had been contacting Lacey. So, he in his car going 85 to John's house. Papa Lacey said, I'm tired of this boy. I don't like him. When he was with my daughter, it wasn't nothing but toxic. He is no good. Shane doing good by her and them kids, and John ain't gonna come in here and mess it up. So I'm gonna go over there, I'm gonna bust him in his face. Papa Lacey got balls. Balls, honey. Papa Lacey rolled up, and he went up to that door. Come on down here, son, so I can deal with you. I was like, Papa Lacey, if you don't get back in that car and go somewhere that John really wanted to, he'll punch you in your face and you gone. You've been a broken hip or had a heart attack trying to fight John. What you looking like? So here comes John. Now John said, now I know you lied. I know you ain't on my porch, old man. I'm going to tell you right now, you got two choices. Step back and step back further. That's what you do. I don't want to have to bust your jaw. And so here is Papa Lacey, honey. He hyped. He was like, I want to punch you in your face. I want to F you up. Stay away from my daughter. Get away from her. And so John said, get on away from here now. I do not want to have to beat you up. Because see, if I hit you and you drop like a sack of potatoes, I'm going back to prison. I'm on probation. I can't be going up here beating up no old man. Did y'all see his little friend in the screen door? Honey, his friend was in the screen door and he was like, now, what is all this? Who is this old man? Honey, everybody in the neighborhood is like, Lord, have mercy. What is going on here? We got a man just having a conniption up here. So, John, he calmed down. John said, listen, I don't want to have no parts of Lacey right now. I just want answers. I want to know, was she the one that turned me in? Papa Lacey, honey, he's still at 1,000. He said, you're damn right. She the one that turned you in. And child, that was it. Honey, you could have bought John for a dime, honey. His heart sank into his stomach. That's all he needed to know. That Lacey was the one that turned him in. He said, I just can't believe that. After all we went through, she was the one that snitched on me. I did 9 months in jail. She snitched on me. And so Papa Lacey, he eased up, child. He took a couple of breaths and he said, listen, it's over. It's over. Stay away from Lacey. And stay away from them kids. I'm out. And John was like, all right. Let me tell y'all something. John, if you really looked at John, John looks like a younger Mickey Rourke. Look him up. That movie, 9.5 Weeks. That's who John looks like. A younger Mickey Rourke. Clean John up a little bit. Anyway, child, that's Lacey and that's John, child. Let's move on. Latino Heat and Brittany, they are in Alaska. They there with their mama. They're visiting their grandma. And we know, man, oh man. So, Brittany's mom, she gets upset because the grandma sitting there telling whole lies. All right. She is not admitting that she was a terrible, terrible mother. According to Brittany, the grandma was abusive, emotionally and physically to her mama. I can't imagine, child. So, of course, Brittany's mama, she's out there, she's squalling, cries, not flying. She says that her mama is not taking any type of accountability, that her mama is not, fessing up to what happened to her as a child, that her tons and tons and tons of boyfriends to come up in that room and touch me. But see, my mama got amnesia. She don't remember none of that. None of it. I guess it was in between the alcohol and the pills, honey. So, of course, we have said this. I have said this. This is a family that needs deep, 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 deep therapy. I mean clinical therapy, honey. They going through some things that, honey, I don't even want to talk about, child. Don't even want to talk about. But that mama, that grandma, Brittany's mama, is standing up there crying, start fighting in front of the kids. Brittany's trying to talk her down from the ledge, talking about you better than this. You don't want to be like that. She was like, do you want to be like my grandma? Look at her. She got one foot in the grave. Is this how you want to live your life? Brittany's mama, no. No. Kids up in the car talking about what's wrong with grandma. Child, honey. Latino Heat done came out. He done gave her a hug. He hugging her. He trying to soothe her. Honey, I love me some Latino Heat. I'll tell you what. I like Latino Heat and Brittany. I have said this. But child, honey, this whole storyline getting on my nerves. So, it's the next day, and it's time for Brittany's dad to come over. Well, really, it's Brittany's stepdad, but when the mama and him got together, Brittany's mom had already had kids. He had kids, so they got together and they raised them together. She said he treated us like we were his own, so I call him, dad. Honey, did y'all see Brittany's mama, honey? Brittany's mama coming down there like she was on the campaign for Maybelline, honey. I said, you better go with your bad self, honey. She done slathered on some eyeshadow. It's probably Avon. She done put on a little lippy, honey. I said, ain't nothing wrong with it. But see, it ain't gonna do you no good because, see, Brittany's dad got a whole wife. So you putting on all that makeup did nothing. So of course, Brittany, Latino Heat, was giving her a little bit of heck over that. Brittany was like, is that why you got on all that makeup? Huh? You wanted to show Daddy how pretty you was? And she was like, absolutely not. I just, threw this on. I just put a little dust up on my face. So here comes the dad. Here comes her stepmom. Pleasantries. It was an awkward hug between Brittany's mom and that dad. It was just really weird. So Brittany and that dad stepped outside, and I will say this about Brittany's dad. I ain't mad at him. Brittany's dad said, why did you bring her here? I see what she looked like. Why did you bring her here? So him and Brittany start talking about the mom and, the mom being on drugs. And so Brittany says, well, she ain't on drugs right now. But he was like, well, she on drugs. Brittany said she done lost a whole lot of weight in a month. He said, I see that. Bottom line is, Brittany's dad said, you are not responsible for your mother. You are not responsible for your mother. You have a whole family yourself. You, Brittany, have your own children. You have your own husband. Your mother's grown. Brittany still feels like that she needs to be responsible for her mother. She says, I just think that if I can stick around, watch her, help her, she will be better. Because see, there in Alaska, her mama's doing great. Well, of course she's doing great in Alaska. She ain't got them demons around her. But once she goes back to Las Vegas is on until she is ready to get help. I mean, that's the bottom line. And honey, Brittany's dad was not here for it, child. He wasn't here for it at all. So, here we go again. Brittany and her mama. Let's move on, child. Alright, let's talk about the non-Native American John. It's time for Tara to get up out that house because, see, Christina coming home and Tara got to go. Now, see, Tara, she's packing up her things and she says, I just cannot believe I'm getting thrown out of here. She says that 6 months ago, she was out here drinking and driving and she got arrested. She says that usually when somebody gets out of prison, it's for felony. She said nothing like this. So, of course, she don't believe, John's story. But she's going to pack up her things and she's going to get up out of there. Here's John. John washing that car. He's redoing the house. He's buying this. He's buying that. And did y'all hear Tara, honey, trying to do a little slick shade of John? She said, listen, I don't know how John got all that stuff. But what we do know is that he spent 14 years in prison for fraud. John ain't got no job to be buying this, redoing that. How he get the money? Oh, Tara, you old little sly dog, you, honey. You wasn't worried about all that when you was laying up in there, not working. See, you was out there drinking and driving. Not one job. You wasn't thinking about how he got it there, but you're going to get in front of the camera and you're going to throw him underneath 2 buses. But you was trying to walk around, with a towel on, sitting on his lap. Honey, you ain't shit today, you ain't shit tomorrow, and you ain't going to be shit next week. And take John with you. So they're trying to have a little conversation, child. And so here is Tara. Honey, Tara is real confident in herself. Tara said, listen, I will be back. I'll be back. Don't you even worry about it. John said, you ain't going to come here and visit. She was like, what? You can't come here and visit. Okay? Because, see, I'm not trying to get my wife back to prison, and it may mess up her probation, child. You're not coming back here to visit. But see, John also said that if Christiana gets out of prison and see the connection between him and Tara, honey, it's over. Well, John, why would she see any type of connection with you two if you two didn't do anything? I don't believe you, John. Not one bit. Not one bit. Not a bit. So, of course, Tara, she got to go stay with her no-good ex-husband or boyfriend or wherever he is. And she feels very confident that she will be back up in the house. She says she's just going to wait for her sister to get settled. Child, both of them are just double dummies. You hear me? Double dummies. I'm done with it. Let's move on. Last and certainly least, honey, I think we all can acknowledge that Sean isn't quite right. We can acknowledge that, right? Okay. Now, as we know, dumpster fire Destiny. Honey done trash John, done used John, done hit John, done just called him all types of names, honey. Treated him like dog poo. So they're outside the court, all right? He still don't know what happened with her because she refused to tell. But what she is telling him is, I'm about to bust you in the mouth. How many times did she threaten him? I'm going to bust you in the mouth. I'm going to bust you in the face. I'm going to hit you in the mouth. Over and over and over again. Here's Sean shuffling his feet behind her. I just want some answers. Can you talk to me? Can you give me some answers? I thought we was going to be together. That's all he kept saying. He's still saying that he wants to be with this woman after she had threatened him numerous is saying repeatedly how he done lied to her. It all comes down to Kelly. What did he lie to you about, dumpster fire? You still haven't told us what he lied to you about because he was talking to the mother of his children? Are you trying to say that something happened that we don't know about? Did he sleep with Kelly? For him to warrant your behavior, dumpster fire? What? Or is it that you just deflected because of your behavior, because of maybe something you did? You are trash. I said it today, I said it last week, I said it last month, and I will continue to say it. You are trash. Hence, dumpster fire. So, they're going back and forth, and here's the sister trying to talk to her, and here Destiny is. Can you imagine having that as a sister? Ha! I wouldn't. Nope. No. We have been done got into a fight. So she's still threatening him. She still said, I'll F you up. He's still talking about what he did. What happened? Are they going to still work out? Begging. And then she says, I done had enough. You're an idiot. I done told you all this. I done threatened you. I done called you out your name, but you're not getting it. So let me just tell you this is over. I'm tired of your lies. It's over. And here's your little raggedy punk ring. And she threw the ring at him. Here he is. But put the icing on the cake. She did all that. And she proceeded to get inside the car, his car, and drove off. Y'all didn't hear me, friends. She got inside his car after doing all that and drove off, and he let it. Dumb. Just dumb. So he's sitting there looking like a fool on a stool, honey. He kept talking about, I just can't believe it's over. I just can't trust her. I just can't believe this. I mean, she drove off in my car. I'm the one that paid for it. I'm the one that paid for the insurance. I'm going to go and get my car. You're at a daggone courthouse that has officers inside. You got a cell phone, 911. What's your emergency? This woman just stole my car. But what does he do? He get inside his little rental, going 85, talking about, I got played. I got punked. I got scammed. She used me. Honey, dumpster fire Destiny said in your face, dummy, that you was a trick to her. But you was still wanting to work it out. Honey, you should be slapped with a brick. Maybe it'll knock some sense into you, Sean. So he gets to the house, to where she lived, okay? Because he knows where she was because of the pizza order. Yeah, that's another thing. The credit cards maxed out. So he's incognito on a side of a corner. She pulls in, go inside the house. Now my thing is, you don't have an extra set of keys to your vehicle? Of course not. We're dealing with Sean. See, if you had an extra set of keys, you could have got you an Uber. Went on over there, click, got in your car, and drove off. But see, no, you couldn't do that. So you gotta call a tow service. So he gotta wait an hour for the tow service to come and get his car when he could have got that at the courthouse. Honey, I tell you what, honey. I'm telling you, he put his shoes on the wrong feet. Every time he gets up, honey, the left shoe is on the right foot and the right shoe is on the left foot. Tell me I'm lying. That's it, y'all. That's it. That is it. Y'all know what to do. Leave your comments down below. And don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, friends, bye.